The Greek father is set to sue Everton for 100 million big ones. And if they don't pay, could they end up with a horse's head? Morning, good evening, or good night, wherever in the world you are, whatever time of day you're watching this. Hope you're well. Welcome to your latest Forest news, and there is a crap load of news. We got to talk about the suing of Everton. We got to talk about Henderson up for sale. We got to talk about Cooper going to Palace, and on top of that, Forest get fined 50k, and it was worth every penny. Before we get into all that, as always, please don't forget to hit the like button. Stop, take a quick second, because 41% of you who are watching this video right now aren't subscribed. So make sure you subscribe to FFTV. Hit that subscribe button and let's get into the news. And we got to start with this story. Okay, so it's no secret that Everton have breached or allegedly breached FFP. I was going to say FFTV rules. I mean, we have no rules here. And of course, the impact is going to be on those teams around them. If Everton were to stay up and the case doesn't get finished before the end of the season, let's just say the case plays out that they were going to get points deductions, that would put them into the relegation zone at the expense of another team. And that expense is valued to be 100 million from each of the clubs involved. You've got Forest, you've got Leeds, you've got Leicester, you've also got Southampton and Burnley. Burnley are backtracking those receipts on Everton. Each club is looking for 100 million. However, the 100 million will be for the three that go down. If you see what I'm saying. So although there's 4 or 5 clubs doing it, the total payout they're looking for is 100 million each. But you have to be relegated to get the 100 mil because the claim will be against loss of earnings for Everton's foul play. On top of that, Burnley have thrown their name into the hat for last year and going down, and they want to see redemption. So they will be doing a separate claim, but kind of linked in with all of this if Everton don't get FFP done before the end of the year. Now, is it going to happen? I don't think so. And to be honest, I don't know if I agree with it. Now, hear me out. Hear me out. There's one main reason I don't agree with it is because of Man City. Man City are the ones who are charged with over 100 cases and have just thrown lawyer after lawyer at it and just delayed and delayed and delayed it and turmoiled it all up into paperwork. And then Everton got hit with this, and now suddenly everyone's pushing for them to get the sanctions. Now, the sanctions don't necessarily have to be points deduction. It could be a fine, it could be a transfer ban, or it could be a combination of those three put together. The likelihood is, though, there could be some points deductions on the line for Everton. Now, why am I not too fussed about it? Well, if things were to stop right now, and let's hope and pray and assume that they do, and Forest and Everton are the two that survive the drop, I want Everton to get hit with it next season. I'm thinking ahead, guys. I'm thinking ahead using the old noggin. And then they could start on maybe -9 points, and that's one place less we have to worry about. And if we stay up, let's hope Luton come up, and they'll go straight back down, and I guarantee you boring mouth are going to get second season syndrome. So the key for Forest now is forget what's going off the pitch. Deal with matters on the pitch. We got some huge build-up coming for this Arsenal game. You're going to love it. It's probably going to make you even more nervous. I'm already feeling the nerves on this one. But back to the story. Forest are considering suing Everton for 100 million, almost in a class action lawsuit, if you like, with a few other clubs. What do you guys think about this story? Let me know down in the comments below. Speaking of money and speaking of fines, Forest got fined 50k for the pitch invasion last year in the playoffs against the scum that is Sheffield United. And what do I think about it? I say double it. I don't care. It was worth every single penny. That rush of emotion, that rush of joy, the revenge for 2003, it was worth every single penny in my opinion. Do you think the Greek father cares over 50k? He probably wipes his ass with that and blows his nose in it. Probably the other way around. But you get what I'm saying. It's pocket change to the big man. So take the 50k fine. You gave us 180k back in, 180 million in return for that. Have your 50k. And if Everton are going to pay us 100 mil, who cares? But that's the news on that one. Forest have been fined for that. Look, joking aside, obviously you want to see law and order taking place at football grounds. But there has to be an understanding that emotions can boil over intense experiences like that. That's my thoughts on it. What are yours? Moving on to a bit of transfer speculation, and Manchester United have put their for sale sign up with the likes of Dean Henderson, Martial, and a few other crappers on there as well, Alanga and what have you, are all up for sale. They'll also be releasing, can't get the words out, a lot of players on a free. People like Phil Jones. I mean, didn't even know he still played for them. If you guys knew how much Phil Jones was on, my God, is he my hero. All that money he's getting for doing F-all, kudos, hats off to him. Anyway, the point is Henderson is going to be released because it looks like De Gea is going to continue at Manchester United. The question is, are Forest interested in Henderson? The answer is 100% yes. But it's the real question is Henderson interested in Forest? For me, I feel the passion from Henderson. I feel the desire, the hunger to put on the shirt, to come out at the City Ground and perform. And he gets it. He really does. I think, though, and I think the obvious caveat in all of this is that Forest must be in the Premier League next year for Dean Henderson to stay. However, there are a few clubs that will be fishing around for a goalkeeper. Couple of names that spring to mind instantly are Tottenham straight away. Could I see Dean Henderson going to Spurs? Potentially. It's a move that probably would suit him. He is a really good keeper, although they are a really crap team. The other one, although they have Kepa and Mendy, Chelsea fans aren't happy with the current goalkeeping situation. Both those keepers have clangers in them. Thank you very much, Mendy, for the clanger against us last weekend. And the Chelsea fans would probably be interested in a Dean Henderson. However, with the ties between and the bad blood between Chelsea and Man U over the years, could you see it happening? Maybe. But I think we would be in pole position because Henderson has already had a season with Forest. He's coming back to the matches, although he's injured, to support the boys. Technically now he's no longer a Forest player. He won't put on the shirt again under this loan period, but he still loves and has passion for the club. So I really strongly feel, on nothing more than my hunch and maybe my Hendo goggles, that if Forest stay up for 25 million, we'll be able to pick him up. Now remember as well, if you're putting a for sale sign on your door, you are not in a strong negotiation position. So Forest may be able to cut a decent deal here with Manchester United, especially after they screwed us out that handball at the City Ground. But what could push the price up would be the interest. So if you get a couple of other clubs bidding in for him, then you're going to have to pay the piper. So it's going to get interesting. As always, the summer program on FFTV will have the full transfer merry-go-round. I don't expect it to be as crazy as next season, but I do expect to see some big names coming in. Get your thoughts down below and let me know, would you take Hendo or not at Forest? Or maybe you'd prefer to keep Navas. However, Horvath is doing a great job at Luton, most clean sheets. Some of you guys are saying you'd consider him between the sticks next year. Would that be a viable option? Can he cut it at the Premier League? What do you guys think? Story making the rounds today is Steve Cooper and his potential future at Nottingham Forest. There are talks that regardless of if Forest stay up, Steve Cooper may be out the door, but out the door in not a sacking way, but in a hunted way. The talks are that Crystal Palace may be interested in acquiring his services in the new new season. And could I see something like this happening? I don't know. It's hard to judge, isn't it? There's been so many rumors this year about Cooper potentially losing his job probably 2 or 3 times this year and still surviving, which tells you there is an underlying thought process there, because without smoke, there's no fire. That's the right way around, isn't it? And Steve Cooper could go because he wants to advance his career. Now, do I see Palace as an advancement from Forest? Absolutely hell no. They got nothing in that trophy cabinet, man. Go have a look at ours. But the only situation I see where that could play out is if Forest were to get relegated, the big R word. Am I confident we're staying up? Yes, for now I am. Ask me again at 2:45 on Saturday, you may get a different answer. Ask me again at 5, could be completely different again. But at the moment, going back to the point, there is talks that Cooper may be leaving. For me personally, I think this is all paper talk. I don't think this is well timed either. I've not hidden my opinions on Cooper on the channel at all, but what I have said now is everything is about what happens on the pitch, and we can have all those discussions before. So I'm not actually that happy that stories like this are making the rounds, because the team, the players, the management, the staff, etc. all need to focus on one thing, and that's Arsenal on Saturday. But that's my thoughts on it. What do you guys think? Let me know down in the comments below. That brings you up to date with your Forest news. A lot of stories there. If you've enjoyed the video, please don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to FFTV. Make sure you go and grab your signed Forest shirt, in for a chance to win that by clicking on the link in the description and in the pinned comments with our friends at Football Prizes. We'll see you on the next video, and come on you Reds.